I have been with the V for the past 14 years now. Just started my 14th year. And I believe that when my dreams are big enough, nothing matters. I was educated to become a successful employee. My dad was a high school dropout like Asha. And he left his high school and went to North India to look for a job. And he worked in a place called Ranchi in Bihar. My dad had only one dream, and his dream was to make three of us, we are three children to my parents, three brothers, and my dad wanted three of us to be the best employees. Okay, and his dream was to make us grow as much as we can through education. And he told me, son, you want to succeed in life, the only way is education. And I believed in it. I did my best. I was one among the top 5 in class, almost every class I studied. My elder brother was also very studious. He's a doctor now. And my younger brother was also good in studies. He also did well. So three of us were brought up in this culture where we were taught that education will make you successful. And I believed in it, and I practiced it, and I lived my life all the while until I completed my degree. That was in the year 1991. And I was very fortunate. My dad's words became true. I got my first job in a company called Procter & Gamble. And I was so happy. I thought my life is done. I'm going to achieve everything. And in a few years' time, I discovered that I'm not going anywhere. In a few more years, I discovered that things are not working out. After working for 11 years, I worked for 2 multinationals for 11 years. And then one fine day, I discovered that this is what it will cost me to achieve my dreams. Now let's show the other part of it. Now this is some statistics from across the world. Now these are all genuine statistics which tells you something. If they are working, that's the kind of savings they make in a month. I'm talking about a middle class family. Africa 200, Asia 250. And that will tell you how many years it will take for someone to achieve these 3 basic dreams, which most of us in this room have. It will take close to between 20 to 100 years to achieve the simple basic dream of having a house, having a car, and to educate our children. If you are dependent on a job which gives you that kind of a savings, then this is what will happen. And I discovered this after working for 11 years. One fine day, somebody woke me up and showed me that I'm going nowhere. And this is why I came into qnet. I started in the month of October 2000. And it was not easy. The first month of the business taught me that I am into an unknown territory. I actually come from a marketing background. I was working as a GM for my last employer. And I used to do a lot of marketing work. And when the presentation was shown to me, I told myself, this is a cakewalk for me. How many of you have felt like that? This is so easy. 3,000 BV on the left, 3,000 BV on the right. How much? 200 US. You don't need big knowledge. You don't need to go to a college to understand this. Even my son, his name is Samuel. Recently, I was called for a parents-teachers meeting in the school. So I went there. And I had to stand in queue behind a lot of other parents because I reached there a bit late. So as I reached the teacher, class teacher, the class teacher saw my son and related and understood me and asked me, "Sir, what is this? 3,000 BV on the left, 3,000 BV on the right, $200. I asked what happened. Children were asked to present themselves, and my son was asked about his parents. And when he introduced me, he said, somebody asked him, "What is your dad doing?" Then he said, "My dad does 3,000 BV on the left, 3,000 BV on the right, $200 US." Now, a child of that age can understand this business. So I thought everyone whom I will speak to will understand this. But the first month's experience was very difficult. It was really tough. I showed the business to about 40, 45 people, one-on-one. Nobody signed up. And I discovered that this is a completely different ballgame. It has nothing to do with marketing skills. And I started with that experience. Fortunately or unfortunately, I got some good people. You see, you need God's blessings. You want to succeed in life, there is no skills which can make you successful unless and until He blesses you. So if you keep God in front of you all the time, you will succeed with all the skills you will acquire on your way. I started first month, my belief was shattered. My belief was it is easy. My belief was I will do well in this business. My belief was I am going to succeed in my life. And my belief was shattered. I started to doubt. I started realizing that this business requires some other skills which I don't know. I realized that this business is sometimes not easy. I started to question myself. I started doubting my capabilities. In a few weeks' time, I got my first sign up. And my belief changed instantly. 40 days of no results, I was doubting. The next moment when I got my first sign up, I started to change. My thoughts started to change. So results, however small it is, can start to give you this element of belief, isn't it? Yeah? They say that you have to believe unconditionally to succeed in this business. You have to have absolute belief. What is absolute belief? How do you believe? What is belief? Most of us in this room are sitting here because of something which gave us that belief. It might be the first sign up. It might be your upline's first check. It might be the product which you bought which is working for you. It might be a close relative who is successful. It might be various reasons. But what about an athlete? Let's say somebody wants to become a champion. A person's dream is to become a champion in athletics. Okay? When does he become the champion? When does he become the champion? After many, many competitions, isn't it? Would it happen on the first day? No. Would it happen in the first competition? At the school level? No. Would it happen if you are crippled by health challenges? Would you believe? It takes a lot of time to become a champion. But it starts with small results which you experience in your life. The small ones, the ones at the school level, at the college level, and then eventually at a bigger level. Isn't it? Belief is the most important thing for me in this business. When I came into this business, I told myself, I have to believe this. In this business, I have to believe in this industry. I have to have absolute, unconditional belief. I should be doing this business with total belief. Is it easy? Is it easy to have belief? What happens when somebody in your family tells you, beta, this is not for you. You shouldn't be doing this. Did anyone tell you that? My own brother, my elder brother, I told you he's a doctor. So when I joined in this business, the first person I called is him. He was living in the US at that time. So I told him I'm very excited today. I have joined an e-commerce business and I want you to be my first partner. So he asked me, what is this e-commerce? I said, I was also not very experienced how to deal with a prospect. So I told him, you know this network marketing thing? Okay, you join, then you get 2 people to join, and then they get 2 people to join, and then slowly you have to believe in this. This will become very big. He said, really? It doesn't work here in the US. Don't waste your time. Focus in your job. You are already a GM. You can become a regional director in no time. So don't waste your time. I kept my phone down. Next person, I call my dad. Dad, I'm getting into a business. He said, business is not for you. Remember I told you, the only way to succeed is to become the best in your job. So keep doing what you're doing. In another few years, you will reach where you want to reach. I kept my phone down. Everyone I spoke to started giving me feedback, giving me answers which really killed my belief. Whatever belief I had in myself was killed in the first month. And then I sat down and I told my wife, how will we do this business? Nobody is joining us. I would work from morning 8 till evening 6. And then 6 to 12 midnight is the time when I do this business. I would come back home by midnight and my wife would be anxiously waiting. My daughter was 6 months old at that time. So she would sleep. I don't see her at all because when I go in the morning, she is sleeping. In the evening also, when I come, she is sleeping. So my wife will ask, how many sign-ups today? Then I will smile. Now when I smile, she knows. If I get sign up, the moment I enter the house, I will call her and tell her. So she knows that. And that continued for 30 days. It was really tough. Absolute belief is so crucial to this business. If I had given up in that 30 days, my story would have been different. I decided to believe. And the first, even though I got results in my first, probably in my second month, and then as I grew in the business, I got more and more results. I never had this absolute belief in the industry. The first year was just a hit and try kind of a approach. I was very passionate about this business because money was coming. I hadn't seen anybody from the company yet. I was told about this tower in Hong Kong, the Mass Mutual Tower, and I saw a black and white photograph of the Mass Mutual Tower. And there was no catalogs at that time. There was no website. So what my upline tells me is what I have to believe. And I was also shown the picture of the founders. And that too was black and white at that time. And it was, I believed, to a certain extent. I thought I was believing 100%, but today I realize that it was not absolute belief. Until I went for the cruise. I shared with you the story of the cruise the other day. And I saw in real, in front of me, I saw the people, and I saw the love, the care, the relationship, the service, the team work. I saw how much these people really believe in this business. I saw them believing in it, and it started to invoke more and more belief in me. I started to believe. When you start believing in yourself, it becomes true. Belief cannot happen after the journey. It has to happen at the beginning of the journey. You have to believe for the journey to happen. And that's why Henry Ford said, it is true that you may or you may not. It depends on how you believe. Many of us, when we get a rejection, we go back and bang our head on the wall and say, it is impossible. When people get rejected in this business, they say it is very difficult. What is difficult? Is it easy to be an employee for 30 to 40 years and still remain broke? It's not. Nothing is easy. Most of us in this room believe that it is going to be easy after this vcon. Is it? It's going to remain the same if you go back the same. Many people say, I went to vcon, I came back with a lot of belief. I saw thousands of people out there, and I started to believe. Yes, it is true. Many of you will go back like that. But I'm sure there will be a lot of you in this room today who will go back without any change. And then they will become an example of people going to vcon but not getting any results after vcon. Is it the vcon to be blamed for that? No. It's in your control. It's in you. You choose to believe, it will happen. Absolute belief is unconditional. It is necessary. It is a must. All the V partners up there are people like you who started in this business like you. And the biggest difference, what made them a V partner, is they chose to believe. When a lot of people said no to them, they differed. They decided to be different from the others. Now, a majority, a lot of them rejects you. Again, you have a choice here to go along with the rejected people, to embrace the thought process of rejection, or to focus on the ones who said yes to you. If you focus on people rejecting you, you will get a lot more of them saying no to you. Rejection is part and parcel of life. How many times do you say this word no in your 24 hours? In a day? How many of you have children? Do you use this word quite frequently at home? Papa, give me this. No. Mommy, I want to play. No. No is quite frequently, I would say it is one of the most frequently used words in a human being's life. If somebody says no to you, I tell them, thank you very much, sir, for finding time to meet me. I'm very happy to have met you. If you decide to change your mind in future, please feel free to call me. I will be happy to help you with. That's how I deal with the no's. I don't worry about the no's at all. I don't even remember who all said no to me all these years. Even last week when I was doing a presentation, about 3 or 4 people said no to me. Those are the people whom I remember now. Many of them, thousands of them said no to me. Does it matter? As Japa said the other day, if you say no to me, I still make money. Why? Because when I say no to 10, when 10 people say no to me, maybe by going by your percentage, 2 will say yes, isn't it? And that 2 will get another 2. And that 2 and that 4 will get another 8. And that 8 will get another 16. And that 16 will get another. And that 32 will get another. And that 64 will get another. And that 128 will get another. That is all what matters to me. I don't worry about the people who said no to me. And believe me, most of you sitting in this room said this so many times in your life. Maybe not to this business, but to many other businesses. Most of you sitting in this room has gone through this experience. If 2 says yes to you, that is enough to become a V partner. The experience of rejection is what makes the personality in you to fight it and to become stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you are rejected a lot more, be okay with it. Embrace it. We are here for the long haul. We are not here to make money 1 or 2 weeks. We are here to make money for our lifetime. This is a respected profession. Let's make it a respected profession. All of us together can make it a respected profession. How? By being patient with people, by saying it's okay even if you reject me, by being patient to embrace them when they come back, by being patient to learn as much as possible to acquire all the skills we require to deal with all these different kinds of people, and eventually to become successful. This business is what we make it. You want to make it a scam? You can. You want to make it a respected profession like a doctor's profession or an accountant's profession or an engineer's profession? We together can. It depends on what you do with it. So don't be in a rush to get everybody signed up and then make a little bit of money, and then tomorrow somebody says no to you, you go back home and sit and cry. Have you seen people crying after even making 10, 15 checks? I know a lot of people in my network who have made good money, but then after making $50,000, $100,000, when they get a phase of rejections, they just quit. They can't take it. You have to embrace success. You also have to embrace failures. If you embrace the failure, you will get the strength to embrace the success when it comes. Be there for the long haul. Be there for the next 15, 20, 30, 40 years. Be there until qnet touches 1 billion hearts across the globe. I believe it will happen. When I started 14 years back, I never thought we would have a vcon with 10,000 people in an arena. But we collectively believed in this dream, and today this has happened. Congratulations to all of you who made this dream of ours happen. Thank you. I want to narrate a small story to conclude this session. And this story is about Africa. And this is about an anthropologist who did this with a group of tribal children. The anthropologist took a group of tribal children to a faraway place. And he kept a big basket of fruits under a tree. And then he made the children stand about 100 meters away from the fruits. And after some time, told the children to go and grab the fruits and eat it. And he stayed away from the children and watched what they are doing. Now, these are small, young, very small children, tribal children. To his surprise, do you know what happened? To his surprise, all these children holded hands together, and they all ran together to this basket, and they shared the basket of fruits among all of them. He was astonished by what he saw there. He stood back and he started thinking, what made them to do this? And then he asked the children. So one boy stood up and he said, Ubuntu. What does it mean? Can you show the meaning? I am because we are. My message to you in closing is this. This world is our market. The world is a big basket of fruits for all of us to share and enjoy. And we will conquer this world if we are patient, and if we work together, and if we stay together, and if we share it together. I believe we are like this. We should be like this African children. We should be believing in that philosophy. I am because we are. I want all of you to stand up and say this. I am. I want you to change it a little bit and say, I am because we are one. I am because we are one. All of you say, we are one. Thank you so much. God bless.